Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 74th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast.
Goddamn.
My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me, as always, is my friend, co-host, and candy-eating buddy.
It's me.
Frederick. Who else would be eating candy while recording a pod?
Who else would be on this pod?
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're,
good to be back once again. This is going up on Friday, yes?
Yes. No.
No.
It's for my own vault, you know?
Good to be doing some mini reviews, news.
Well, you know,
One of the faves.
Because usually we have these pre-recorded pods, so we're just doing topics. Like a bunch of amateur podcasters.
But now we're getting topical.
We're doing the news for the week and the mini reviews and all that, even though this is recorded a week in advance, but a week is
Come on, nothing happens in a week.
It's peanuts compared to what we usually do. So
it's peanuts.
Again, slogan for the pod. It's peanuts.
Poorly Planned Podcast. It's peanuts.
Charlie Brown in the corner? Yeah, you know. Radisane. That's what they're called in Danish. They're called the radishes. Anyways. So, that's the news for this week.
Good luck sleeping tonight, eh?
So, do you have... can you tell me what actually... dies? So, podcast makes me implode. I was gonna say you can tell me your mini reviews, and then I'll intersperse them, but I guess we can just do that like normal people, where you just say it instead of having to write it down.
I need to first. You go first, because I need to remember what I've seen.
Okay, well, I was planning on doing that anyway. So, first of all, you know your boy has been sticking with the new girl.
God, it's so good.
Excellent. I'm at the start of season 6.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I actually, for once, I have a binge-worthy show that I want to binge, but I'm intentionally spacing it out because I don't.
You don't want it to end.
I don't want to finish it. I'm like Nicholas Miller,
the goat.
The goat. So like, yeah, I think I'm on actually. I just started it before you came, but I think I'm on the Brooklyn Nine-Nine crossover episode.
Ooh.
Is it called Homecoming? Because they're in New York. And
I don't know. Yes, then it is.
Yeah.
No, aren't they in? Yes. That sounds about right.
Puerto Rico, where Brooklyn Nine-Nine takes place.
Martinique.
But it's just so delightful. So and you know what? I'm man enough to admit this, but we were watching an episode together. That's the thing I'm going to admit.
I am in the same room as this man.
And it happened to be the episode, spoiler alert, where I think who proposed to who? I think it's Schmidt who proposes to Cece.
Girl, will you marry me?
And it brought I didn't cry, but it brought a little wetness to the eyes. Be
honest, if you were on your own, would you have
I would have died. I would have literally been on the floor writting.
Unrelated to it.
And there's just been so many sweet, wholesome moments.
It really is. Like it's
they're
perfect
wedding.
Mix.
It's I don't know, it's sort of because I thought initially, because you know, as you know, The Office is the holy grail of sitcoms.
But this is slowly winning you over.
Well, I initially kind of felt like these sitcoms.
That is what Nick Miller does to a show. Turns a sitcom into a shitcom.
These sitcoms that are a little more like kind of unrealistic, goofy compared to The Office. I was like, are they gonna have the same emotional impact? I would argue that The
Office is also very goofy.
Well, it gets goofier as it goes. I mean, Kevin Malone is the goofiest of goofs, but I was thinking like, will it have the same emotional impact, even though it's a bit more silly and like less, like handheld and all that. And it is.
It is. It does.
It's bloody emotional sometimes and hilarious and sweet. I love it. It's a nice comfort show and just a fun thing to watch.
Where is Winston at in your life right now?
He's God, did he ever leave?
Because did he ever leave?
He's dating Allie, the cop, and
also sweet moment when he comes back from Vegas and it's like.
From the desert fight. Yeah. And
I was like, you have seen this, right?
and Nick just tried to use Winston's sex closet for.
Right. Yeah. And calls Allie instead. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's very good. So, what a show! I love Winnie the Bish.
Winnie the Bish is.
Come on.
Is he your favorite? Be honest. Because
I can't go against Schmidt. Schmidt is the best.
I can't choose between the three of them.
Well, no, I love all of them.
Yeah.
Clearly, Jess is D tier on this tier list of characters. So that's I'm loving it. So what about you? What have you been up to? How's life?
God, well, I think I should start off with something that wrecked me emotionally, physically,
yes.
and yeah, that's it. I don't know any more alleys, except for
Winnie the Bish's girlfriend.
Yeah, nice. that was tough. Nice. Yesterday, I watched Of Mice and Men.
Yes, you did.
You did do that, didn't you? You fool.
You notified me of this, and I was, I mean, we say you're a heartless man, but you really are. No, but I was a little taken aback by how much it seems to have rocked you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's similar to Rain Man in a way, where it's where what's the guy from Lieutenant Dan? He's in it. He plays and then his friend. Do you know Of Mice and Men? Do you know of Mice and Men?
Potting. I've definitely heard of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, so it's basically Lieutenant Dan. That's it.
It's a good movie.
And then he's got what's the guy's name? He's a really famous actor, like big dude.
Tom Hanks. Big dude. Big dude.
Search up Of Mice and Men. You'll see who I'm talking about.
That means I have to go away from Frankie Edgar versus Yair Rodriguez.
I think that's for the better. Yeah, John Malkovich.
Oh.
So he plays like his he's got some like mental disabilities. And then Lieutenant Dan is his like best friend, and then they have to they work on a ranch and stuff like that. Very, very emotional. And then the end just it kills me. I won't spoil it in case you want to watch it, or can I?
No, don't.
Don't talk to me ever. But yeah, so I was sitting there with my family, and my sister was crying so much. She was like, and I was sitting there, hold it together. But yeah, it's surprisingly emotional.
Huh.
Also, just a very good movie. It's from 1992, I think. And if it was made today, it'd be a cheap.
I think as you look at the place, it says 1992 on the screen, sir. I think it's directed by Gary Sinise.
I genuinely did not see that. I believe it's a drama adaptation.
I think 85% liked this film.
But only 77.5 on IMDb.
Off the top of my head.
No, yeah, this is just a guess. What was I saying?
Something really poignant, probably. I'll just had to cut it off. Emotional, made in 1992.
Oh yeah, so I was saying, if this movie was made today, I don't think it would have had it wouldn't have gotten the clout that it does now.
Right, as everyone refers to Of Mice and Men. Huh.
But it's because it's a bit of an old style, and there's some really, really really sweet and also very sad moments in it. I think you should give it a watch.
I'll be honest. I do not know the difference between Of Mice and Men and Lord of the Flies. I don't know why. They probably have nothing to do with each other.
Lord of the Flies. I thought you were going to say Despero or some shit.
That's awesome. And Stuart Little. It's like all those, for some reason, mess up my brain, even though they have nothing to do with each other. But it's... I have to say, you're on a pretty good tear of classic...
I know. I am rebranding myself.
You're more of a movie guy.
I'm the heartthrob now. And you're the loser no one wants.
As opposed to the roles before. Also, I don't know how watching Of Mice and Men made you the heartthrob, but actually, I totally see it.
No, yeah, you see it.
No, fair enough. I'll I feel like I say every time I'll add it to the list, but I will.
I never do.
I will check it out eventually. It does sound. Occasionally, I do take your opinions into account.
I mean, New Girl.
Well, New Girl, and also we can just bump this right up here. I did in fact watch 2 episodes of an anime. Yeah, he got me. And by he got me, I mean I did it of my own free will. Okay,
okay. I'm my own independent person.
I did in fact watch 2 episodes of One Punch Man.
God, One Punch Man is such a good show.
Because I was in that state where it's like midnight, and I'm sort of like, I want to watch something new, but not something too heavy or too crazy.
And so you watched the heaviest show.
Oh, it's a bit crazy, but it's not really some. And I'd also, from our good buddy Lele, shout out to the boy,
to the man,
Sorry, yeah, to the elder. That it's a good sort of entry level anime, especially for someone who likes superhero stuff. And I like a fantasy kind of world, a creative, and it's so far I'm really enjoying the creativity in the animation and the monsters and it's also funny. I didn't think it would be a comedy.
You are watching this in Japanese, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I do not dub, not sub. Thank you, sir. Wait, no, sub, not dub.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever the where they speak Japanese.
Whichever one makes me cooler.
No, yeah.
Okay, good.
Where they have
good.
subtitles.
Yeah.
Because
so you've met Janus?
Is that the robot guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've seen 2 episodes. So I've
okay.
not met a lot of people, but it's very fun. And yeah. Also on the dubbing and subbing thing, the first like 30 seconds was like in English because I think that was just the automatic setting, and I was like,
Okay.
This is very
Terrible.
awkward and stilted delivery, and then I switched it to Japanese, and even though I speak Japanese, it sounds
it's so much better.
much better. Yeah. So no, it's I don't know. I love the creativity and like the way the animation kind of switches.
Yeah,
it's very cool. So
it gets so good.
And you know what drew me to it is I saw, and I think there are 2 seasons, although there's only one on Netflix, but it's only 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And I think there's a second season that's also 12, but it's not 70 fucking thousand like
it's not a
Naruto.
Naruto. Yeah.
So that drew me to it.
Very good.
Is this a transition into maybe Freddy's anime hour?
Oh, it could be, but I just want to say one more thing.
Please.
So the second season has gotten so much hate. Like people say it's so like mediocre, but genuinely I think it might be the better of the 2. It's very good. So again, I am a fool, but
well, no, yeah,
I do think you'd really like it. So
sorry about that.
Transitioning.
I almost elbowed Freddy in the face trying to get my water. Sorry.
Moving on into Freddy's anime hour.
Okay.
Roll the clip.
Okay.
Thank you for rolling the clip.
No, I got you.
Yeah. Anyways.
Potting.
I have in fact continued watching Attack on Titan. Keeps getting better and better. Great show.
Lots of twists.
So many twists. God, when I say twists,
You just ate candy bar. Otherwise, that sounds really random. When I say twists, harm. I was like, that's not a way people review things. Was the movie good?
Yeah, very, very good. But then I have also, on the side, been watching Oregairu, which translates to some weird English as like, my teenage romantic fantasy is not as I thought it would be or something. I don't know.
And that one word?
Yeah.
A very specific word they have in...
I don't know. Wait, search up Oregairu. You'll see. My youth romantic comedy is wrong, as I expected.
Catchy.
Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
I bet that fits on the poster.
So it's about this one dude. It's like it's a really funny show where there's one guy who's total loner, doesn't have any like friends, but he claims that's his choice.
I see why you like it.
Yeah. It's the polar opposite of me.
Damn it.
I thought I had him. Damn, he's good. Like a weasel.
Slippery little bastard.
And then he writes this essay about how he hates other people or something like that, or like how friends are stupid. And then the teacher's like, yo, you're such a loner. BHL Hudson. And then she sends him to this club where there's one other girl who's like brutally honest, and then another girl joins, and then they have this trio form where they don't like each other, but they also kind of like each other. And then adventures ensue.
Classic Dwight and Jim style.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching my youth romantic comedies wrong as I expected. But yeah, it's I don't think
it's a comedy series.
Yeah, it's like so I think it also turns into like a bit of a rom-com, but so far it's just comedy. I don't think you'd like it.
I'm more for the
You're more for the
One Punch.
I also really think you'd like Attack on Titan, genuinely.
I do too. Do we should become best friends?
Yo. Should we start a podcast?
That's how the conversation went.
But yeah, so it's pretty good, but yeah, not the best show, but enjoyable.
All right, fair enough. Speaking of pretty good but not enjoyable. No, very enjoyable. I watched Superbad for the first time.
God, I genuinely thought I had some vision or memory that we watched that together, but I guess that was just me and my poster view.
Your cardboard cutout.
My hug pillow.
God, BHL Hudson hug pillows. Those would sell like crazy.
God, 50,000 sold in one day.
They all go to your dad's house.
He doesn't use any of them.
He just has an army. His intentions are unclear.
He invades politically.
God. Superbad. Very, very funny movie.
Very super good.
It's super good. Put it right there, man. That's great. Yeah, no, you have seen it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It'd be weird if I had a vision of us seeing it together and I hadn't seen it.
Weird on multiple levels. I love McLovin.
McLovin is very good.
Jonah Hill's
He's
great.
McLarius.
God, this is genuinely the worst podcast of all time. Like, Superbad, like, thought out, funny, well written comedy, and then you just go, he's McLarius. God, we will never amount to anything. Anyway, but he is McLarius, you're right. Oh, Jesus. No, Rogan's great. Bill Hader. Don't say it. I know it's coming.
I love her.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's well, it's just
yeah, good one again.
it's just very enjoyable and I mean, you know, it's yeah, I think it's one of the better like comedies, high school comedies. And you can also see because a lot of the high school comedies that come out, everyone says like, oh, it's basically just like a remake of Superbad, and now I can finally see that like, oh yeah, it's you know, has a formula that they all bit off Rogan.
Just missing that Jonah Hill. What do you think of him?
I love Jonah. I watched a video the other day about how his career has like changed, where he was like sick of being stereotypically like the fat guy in the comedy. Have you seen? There's all these interviews of like where they're like, "How does it feel to be the fat guy in the movie?" And you just kind of
drive through all triangles, including your mom's.
Why would you war dogs me? And he just looks there like sadly, where they're like, "Why are you so fat, Jonah Hill?" And he's just like,
"That can't be nice.
Please don't ask me these things." But now he does more like artistic kind of. I mean, he was in the Triangle one, but then he was also in you know, Wolf of Wall Street, and he's in the next DiCaprio movie.
He's in that is it Moneyball?
Yeah, and he also directed something called Mid-90s, I think, which apparently is good. So anyway, go Jonah?
Question mark?
Yeah. Exclamation point.
Go on. You hit us with another one.
Then I did watch, in fact, after doing a really in-depth trailer analysis of Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay.
Which is basically me just going like, yeah, you know, Kong looks pretty strong or something. I thought with that coming up and with me talking about it, I should watch Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters. Came out a couple years ago. And it was pretty fine. It was,
yeah, honestly, those
all right.
Similar to the Transformer movies, these movies it just never really
these are better
hooked me
than Transformers, but it's this one because the first Godzilla,
I'm directly below enemy scrotum.
From Godzilla.
God, imagine that.
The first one, people complained like, there was no Godzilla, it was all about the humans, and there was like barely any Godzilla, which I guess is kind of fair enough. I thought that movie was pretty good. And then this one, they were clearly like, alright, you want Godzilla, here's fucking Godzilla every 2 seconds shooting lasers and shit. And it's just like,
so it's too much Godzilla.
I can't say that, because you can never be too much Godzilla. But there's a lot of monster fights, and there's lightning and 3-headed dragons, and it's sort of like, it's visually
Is this Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters?
It is, yeah. Like, it's kind of like, but it's a bit vapid and sort of whatever.
Okay.
You know, it's, because it's also, after a little bit, it sort of just becomes like, okay, it's, like with the Mission Impossible 6 finale, for example, it stays, I mean, also because of the storytelling in it, but like the way it's all, you know, it's real, like it all looks very cool. Like here, it looks kind of cool for a while, and then it's sort of like, it's a bit, I don't really care about the humans that much in this, and the CGI is, you know, it's good, but it's sort of just light and sound and roars and all this. Yeah. But it was solid. I thought it was fine. I was entertained enough. Do you have anything, or am I just going on a roll here?
I will hit you with one.
Okay.
I watched Prisoners the other day. Or Prisoners. I think it's Prisoners.
Is that with Jackman?
With Jackman and Gyllenhaal.
That is high on my list.
It is a very, very good movie.
It's Denis Villeneuve, which I'm definitely pronouncing it correctly, but
what is that?
It's the director of Arrival and Blade Runner 2049.
Ah, okay.
All kinds of stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
very... And Sicario.
Ooh, I like Sicario. What was the name?
Denis?
Denis. How about the forearm? Anyways, the elbow.
The forearm.
The forehead. Defoe.
We'll get to Defoe.
Yo.
Willem Dafoe.
Yo, you're being McLarius today.
God.
Anyways, Prisoners. Very, very good movie. Gyllenhaal. I think Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors. Jackman is Jackman. You can't not like the man. But
contractually obligated.
But Gyllenhaal is just I really do like him, and Do you know somewhat of the plot?
No
okay,
idea.
I shan't say anything then, or should I say a little bit?
You can say a tiny bit.
Okay, well, so
it's potting.
This does happen in the trailer. I watched the trailer, so this is technically not. But Jackman's daughter and his friend's daughter get kidnapped, and then so Jackman's the dad, who's kind of like he goes hunting. He's kind of like the do-it-yourself kind of guy, you know, like Mr. Fix-It in a way.
Okay.
And then Gyllenhaal is the cop assigned to the case. But yeah, very, very emotional. Also good action, and there's some very, very disturbing people in it.
So is it like a thriller?
Yeah. So
it's not an action movie directly.
It's not. No, there's a few like chase scenes and shootouts, you know, or not a shootout, but like shooting scenes. But it is like much more thriller crime kind of thing. Very, very good. It's similar to Seven, I'd say a little bit.
Quite tense as well, and
very tense. Like I don't often show my mom movies because she hates me. But this time she was genuinely impressed, and if she's impressed, I can do anything.
I've heard
I recommend it. It's very, very good.
The one review I remember of it is that someone said I had to pee the entire time, but I kept it in because I didn't want to miss any of the movie.
Yeah, and and Jackman, like usually he plays these kind of like roles that don't require. I don't want to be mean, but don't require a whole lot of like acting.
Range.
Doesn't
get to show off his full potential.
But in here, he is very, very like very good, very, very good.
Damn. Better than him in The Prestige.
Boy, do I tell you. But yeah, so I recommend it a lot.
There you go. Yeah, that one genuinely is on the list. Unlike all the other times I've lied to you about it. Then I watched the pursuit of the list of classic movies to watch has slowed down a little bit, but I still watched Seven Samurai.
I've not seen this.
From the 50s. It's a absolute classic Japanese film. It's the inspiration behind, you know, The Magnificent Seven?
I do.
So that's a remake of this. So yeah, it's this town is being attacked by bandits, and then they have to get some samurai together to help them, and they can only get 7, so it's 7 and this village against the bandits. It's very excellent. It's very long. I did have to watch it in a couple of parts, but it was
5 minutes each day. It's been a month going.
No, it's very good, and it has a very exciting and satisfying ending.
Is it black and white?
It is, yeah, and big no-no for FDK. But it's very good, yeah. I would, especially since you're into the kind of samurai stuff, I would recommend it. It's
I'll give it a watch.
It's good.
I'll add it to the list.
Hit me with the line. Then a film that we have been requested to talk about for a long time, so someone's going to be real happy to hear this. I did, in fact, finally watch The Lighthouse.
Now, I'll tell the fans that you were texting me throughout this, like, what is this movie? Insane. I was like, well, damn. It's not often this happens.
Because I had to get it out. I was like, normally I save these for either our in-person or pods or calls, but I was like, I gotta get this out of my system right now. The things I've seen Defoe do. Extremely disturbing. It's just like, it's so well made with like the atmosphere, this creepy atmosphere. It's basically, if you don't know the story, the classical tale.
Of the lighthouse, of Defriend.
Defriend and Pattinson have to go take care of this lighthouse.
Patton daughter, please. Go on.
Defriend and Patton daughter have to go take care of this lighthouse. And then they kind of get stranded there a little bit, and they...
Are they Defriends or are they just strangers?
They're strangers who then become Defriends / Defoes / Delovers. It's kind of vaguely implied. It's very complicated and interesting the way they sort of have their dynamic where they're very close and intimate, and then they're extremely violent and hateful, and they are like jealous, but also it's a very interesting exploration of different like the closeness between like love and hate and sex and violence and all this stuff. And also just as a horror, a psychological thriller, it's very effective with, it's this very creepy, they slowly go insane, and you can't really tell if what you're seeing is real or who's, because at a certain point, like, is Pattinson the one who's going crazy, or is Defriend lying to him, and then he kind of is going crazy. It's a whole really cool thing, and
I'll give it a watch.
It's all made to look like an older film with the 4:3 ratio and the black and white.
It's black and white.
Yeah, the one killing blow to a movie.
Why is it black and white? When was it made?
A couple years ago. It's meant to.
Why would I do that?
Because it's an aesthetic. Because it's set in like the 1830s or 1890s.
This looks terrible. Oh, what the hell am I seeing here? Why does he have a Billy Butcher accent?
Because it's all like 1890s kind of vibe, and they're, you know, they all, yeah. Defoe is like, I hate this scrub of the sea. Brr.
I didn't understand what you said.
I hate the scrum of the sea. I don't know what that means, but you know, it's something he would say. It's excellently made. I think you would really enjoy it.
Okay. Well, I don't. From my knowledge, I don't have anything else real to say. When I say real, you're about to hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
I have in fact been watching every Friday the X-Factor, Danish version.
Oh.
Thomas Blackman.
Blackman. He's back.
He's Blackman is.
He's Backman.
Yeah, it's not great.
Pretty average.
Pretty average. And then there's this new guy called Martin Jensen. He's made some pretty good songs, but like he's pretty famous. And I like him, but he made a stupid decision the other week.
Oh.
And
to fire Blackman from the production.
I think Blackman, without Blackman, the show would just go under. Yeah, I don't know why I brought this up. It's not great.
I didn't even know X Factor was running right now, to be honest.
No, it is.
I'll be honest, I always preferred the Got Talent shows to the singing shows, because the singing shows kind of get boring a little bit to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Got Talent that people fucking throwing.
They got talent.
Dude, they got talent. They got heaps of it.
But lately, the Got Talent shows have become so like, I don't know.
Wait, I haven't watched one in like 8 years, but
okay.
You know, there's always the guy behind the curtain as well. Who's like, "Oh my god, can you believe what they're doing?" I'm like, just show the fucking talent. I don't care what you think about it. Guy behind the curtain.
Guy behind the curtain.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like the host?
No, maybe. I don't know.
The guy who like ushers them in.
Yeah, and then he's like
Nick Cannon.
I don't know. He makes like faces. He's like, "Ooh," and I'm like, Shut up.
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, sure.
Now Terry Crews, because Nick Cannon insulted the show.
Oh, if it's Terry, then I can't be mad at that.
Honestly, I'll say I love Terry in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but otherwise I think he's kind of a little bit over the top.
Wow.
Yeah.
You went there.
I went there.
Anyway, X Factor.
Yeah.
2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's really not great.
Then WandaVision's still going. I watched this week's episode 7, earlier today.
I really want to get into that. I'm just waiting till it
finishes.
It's all done, so I can just binge it.
Oh, fair.
But I'm a binger.
Part of the fun is watching it week to week.
No.
Okay.
No.
But just still very fun.
Instantly shut down.
Stops potting. Very enjoyable, and the week to week thing, I do genuinely think really helps, because each week there's like a new mystery kind of that you have to, like a new element to it. Very good. And finally, do you have any more? Or?
I don't think so.
Finally, I think the viewers, I think we've talked about this before, but I think they'll be happy to know I've gotten back into my favorite video game thing ever, Kingdom Rush. Now, you must remember what Kingdom Rush is. It is, in fact, a Flash game, free online.
Okay.
The most epic...
I'm getting more and more scared.
I loved it so much when I was younger. It's where you build towers, and there's, like, enemies that come through, and then you hit them with the towers.
Okay.
So much nostalgia for it. I love it. Recently, Adobe Flash stopped being a thing or something, but I remembered that they have a Kingdom Rush app, and like for the games, that I didn't get when I was a kid because they cost money. But then I realized, wait a minute, I'm now a grown man who has his own money.
But wait a minute, I've got hella cash.
So why don't I just spend the 25 kroner for the game? So I did, and I regret nothing. I'm loving it. It's epic. I'm back. Bro, putting on a UFC fight, playing Kingdom Rush.
It does not sound like a bad combo.
There's no feeling like it. It's the best thing ever.
Speaking of UFC, March 6th.
Ooh.
Adesanya.
Oh, bro, I was going to talk to you about this off the air.
We're live!
Don't bring this into the pod. Yeah, Adesanya, UFC 259.
I didn't know that, but...
Yes. He's moving up a division to become a double champ.
Is it Russian, Ukrainian dude?
Polish.
Polish.
He has Polish power. That's his thing. That's what he says.
He has Polish power.
That's what he says. I have legendary Polish power.
That is the worst.
You would love him.
I think I would love Adesanya more. Who of the two do you want to win?
It's very tough.
You don't like Adesanya?
I do. For the sake of the story, I want
Adesanya to win.
Yeah, because then also he's talking about maybe going up to heavyweight and becoming the first ever 3 division champion.
Damn.
But
because he's got the height, he just needs to bulk up.
Yeah, and if he fights John Jones, that'd be an insane fight. But I love Jan Blachowicz.
I prefer him fighting Toby Jones.
Why Toby Jones?
I don't know. It's another Jones.
That's fair. But yeah, so very, very exciting. And it's a crazy card as well. 3 title fights, a bunch of epic fights on the undercard and like the lower. Bro,
4 champions, I believe.
There are, yeah. Bro's been watching the promos over here.
You know it.
I was going to show you the promo afterwards.
No,
he's already seen the promo.
I just came prepared because I don't want you to talk to me about it.
No, yeah, I'm very excited. Maybe one time we got to watch a UFC event together. That'd be so sick.
That'd be so cool.
I've finally gotten Freddy into UFC. But yeah, so we have just a few pieces of news here.
Can we say the first piece of news that is worldly news, but also something I watched, so it technically counts as a mini review.
God.
Did you watch the Mars landing?
No.
Have you heard about this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Freddy puts away his like diagrams he's made that he was really proud of.
The velocity was off the charts, my man. No, it's just very, really cool because like I think 60% of the technology was Danish.
Not 60%.
Well, I don't know.
I think there was one microphone that was Danish.
No.
I saw it on the news. They were like,
three main components of it was Danish design.
All right. Well, we've gone from 60%.
As we all know, there's 4 or 5 major components in a rocket ship.
No, I know Denmark had a part in it. You know, Andreas Mogensen was on the news, and I was like, I know that dude. We both have selfies with him. The first Danish man in space. Wait, was he? Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't watch the landing.
Why?
Because I'm not a nerd.
That's fair. Anyways, Mars landing happened. Very cool.
Pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Mars, actually, well, kind of. Okay, I'm going to make a tenuous link. Matt Damon was on Mars. Meth Damon looks kind of like Matt Damon.
Okay.
Meth Damon joins the new Scorsese movie.
What's the new Scorsese movie?
It's based on a book. It has DeCap.
Of course it does.
And Denis.
Ooh.
Yes. De elbow. And yeah, so now Meth Damon, aka Jesse Plemons.
It's got Denis.
Bro.
Oh.
Don't tell me. Who are you thinking of?
I don't know, we just said Denis before, didn't we? Like the...
Oh, the director.
Yeah.
No, but that's like Denis, like D-I-N-I-S. This is Denis, D-E-N-I, space, row.
Sure. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so go Meth Damon. Then just heaps of trailer news. Too much trailer news. It's coming out my ears. First of all, the Mortal Kombat trailer. Did you see this?
I did not see this.
That's very fair. It's thoroughly average.
Yeah, I'd assume so. Like the Mortal Kombat thing is cool, but it's very, very, very. It's a bit of a shallow. It's very just like, oh my god, that guy's spine got ripped out.
Yeah.
Lol.
I'm more of a my life is a comedy, but I hate it, or whatever the fuck it was called.
My teen romantic comedy is not as I expected.
I hate my life and it's funny or something. But it looks like it could be maybe kind of fun. Like, is
it animated or is
no?
It
It's live action. The effects look pretty bad, and if you can't make the effects look good in the trailer,
that's the effects are the one thing that
they should look good in the trailer.
That this franchise has going for it.
Like, yeah, but I think if cinemas are open when it comes out, I think it comes out April. I think it would make a pretty decent Woody movie. To be fair, it looks kind of funny.
That is fair.
And like entertaining enough. And there's some brutal. It's rated R, brutal kills. And the original Mortal Kombat is a beloved film that came out in the 90s and has the best theme song ever, which they used in this trailer, which I can appreciate. I was like, I know that song.
I don't know the song. Do I?
Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun. We're totally gonna get copyrighted.
Oh, I know this.
All right, no copyright for us. Then, a while back, there was Tafaw's trailer, aka The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Did you see this?
I did actually see this.
They have a staring contest at the end. Yeah, it looks fun. It looks not as interesting as WandaVision, like in terms because Mackie's there.
Because Sebastian is thoroughly stinky.
What a review.
No, Mackie's there and Sebastian's stinky.
It looks like what a compliment to Mackie. It looks like it looks like a normal...
Mackey's there is good for him.
It looks like a normal Marvel thing, and I bet it'll be great. It just after
are they fighting to see who will be Captain America?
No, so I think the government. So Steve Rogers came back as an old man, and he was like, "Take my shield." And
then Falcon.
Yeah, but then the government, I think, is going to come in and be like,
"We want the Winter Soldier," or what?
No, because there's a third guy. Who's they're like, this will be the new because there's a guy who's like running around a football field and he's like, I'm Captain America. So they're like, we're gonna make this dude Captain America, and then I bet Falcon and Winter Soldier also kind of bickering a little bit about it, and they're like, I should be Captain America. He's like, no, I should be Blue. And then at the end they're like, at the end he's like, no, Falcon, you're Captain America. And then they kiss in the passion of the moment while Steve reappears and watches. But it does look good. I just think after WandaVision, which is so kind of different from what we've seen before, it does look like a bit more of a return to, a normal thing, but I still am very excited for it. I think it's going to be great. And I love the, I love a buddy dynamic, and these two have the best of buddy dynamics.
I've seen better buddy dynamics.
Like what? Us? Put it right there, man. I knew what he was
Another
thinking.
lie.
Also, Batroc the Leaper is returning. You remember the guy who Captain America beat up on that ship that one time? Remember? He's like, I thought you were more than just a shield. And he's like, on va voir, which means we'll see, or let's see, or something. I don't fucking know. I'm not a fucking dictionary, Frederick.
Sorry. I apologize for asking.
I do speak French, though, just to be clear. And then he fights him on the ship, remember? Anyway, the reason I'm excited is because Batroc the Leaper, which I found out years later, is actually played by the greatest UFC fighter of all time, George St. Pierre. Don't look ahead of my news. George St. Pierre, who is
not the coolest name.
It's the GSP, the most epic martial artist ever. I mean, I will say Demetrius Johnson is also up there in the conversation, but to me personally, I think George St. Pierre is the greatest UFC fighter of all time.
I think it's Eddie Alvarez.
Freddy combed the 4 UFC fighters he knows. It's like, alright, it's probably not Conor McGregor. That wouldn't be funny enough.
Eddie Alvarez was done by Conor McGregor.
Yes, he has many other achievements actually in the mixed martial arts world. But sure,
Eddie Alvarez?
Just diminish him.
I doubt he has.
He was the champion.
Was.
Anyway, that's cool.
The people's champion.
I'm excited to see GSP come back. Then, Cruella trailer. People are saying this is Disney's version of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. My whole throat just came out.
You imploded a little bit there.
It's like
it's Emma
Stone.
Emma Stone.
It looks better than their usual twisted, like, here's Maleficent, but
she's also a good dude.
Got bullied or something. I don't know.
But she got her wings cut off.
Oh yeah, that's a little more.
Thwaites is a crow.
That's a little more than bullying. Thwaites isn't the crow. He's the prince. God.
Is Thwaites the prince?
Yes.
I thought he was the crow.
Thwaites would never settle for less than royalty. As he should.
As is his legal right.
How long has it been since we had Thwaites banter on this pod?
God. I don't think we ever had proper Thwaites banter.
It's kind of impossible to have. It looks fine.
I think that's a really good casting choice. I can see her.
Thwaites? Oh.
No.
I was like,
Thwaites is Cruella?
Brilliant.
Mortal Kombat music plays.
He just does a bunch of poses.
He breaks everyone's spines.
But, yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah.
It looks whatever.
I haven't seen it, so...
It looks solid. I don't know. Interesting. Finally, final piece of news. The Snyder Cut trailer. You must have seen this. The look on Freddy's face says, I am a human shitbag, and I don't ever do anything right.
All right.
Yeah, so,
Joking, you have seen it, actually.
Yeah.
No, I have.
Yeah.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer for the Snyder Cut. that was dope.
Such a mean podcast sometimes. What a fucking moron this guy is.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen the Snyder Cut. God.
And he likes Eddie Alvarez?
Anyway. So, Snyder Cut.
I've seen it.
Okay, so anyway, it looks pretty interesting.
Snyder Cut of what? Batman v Superman?
Of Justice League. Oh,
that's what I
uneducated.
meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
You are such...
Because they didn't like weaving?
Weaving. Yes, Hugo Weaving came in and directed the film Justice League. Again, you muppet of a podcast co-host. Yeah, I think we should take this back to like how the pod was originally in the first few hours. It's just really mean.
So rude to me.
No, I mean, I feel like you're rude to me as well, but
I've become the alpha.
Well, now I have to reassert my dominance. Eddie Alvarez style. So, the big reveal is at the end. Well, no, I'll just spoil it. But a certain man reappears and says...
Okay. I didn't see it.
And says a line that many people have...
Memed?
Well, you'll see.
Is it going to be Superman like...
What honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right? Batman.
It's Leto. Oh. And he says, we live in a society. Surely you know the Joker, we live in a society meme.
Oh, I see.
And he says he in the official Justice League film, he says the line, we live in a society. I don't understand. How did this happen? It must be like meant as a joke, but it doesn't seem like a joke. Like,
but I'm not laughing. So is this Leto after Suicide Squad?
No, so this is Leto just off the streets. This is the nightmare sequence. Remember when they're in like a dark side world? So it's like an alternate.
I would like to see that movie happen, or that thing happen.
Well, maybe. I mean, this thing's gonna be 4 hours long, so there's probably gonna be an extended sequence in there. So I'm very interested and excited to just see how this turns out. I don't think.
Well, so was this filmed? Are these scenes with Leto filmed? Are they new, or was that filmed when Justice League was actually getting made?
I think most of it was filmed when it was being made, and then they've reshot a bit of it and then edited it all together, kind of. Okay. Thing. But yeah, I think I'll feel exactly the same about it as I did about Batman v Superman, where it's like I don't agree with a lot of the choices made. I don't think it's particularly good, but it has some interesting stuff in it, and I think it'll just be interesting to see. Because Justice League is such a, upon rewatching it, it's such a whatever movie. Like, it's either really bad, some parts are a little good, and most of it is just whatever, generic.
He bought the bank.
He did, though. You can't deny it. So this at least looks interesting and has, like, a style.
Leto looks better than before, I'd say.
Well, he doesn't have the damage tattoo.
Yeah, he looks a bit more creepy, I'd say.
I love it.
And he's got wounds on his mouth, it seems. Or is that just makeup?
Fat man. Anyway.
I've come for your head, fat man!
I still haven't seen the trailer.
Have you not? No. I've said it to you like 16 times.
So,
how have you not?
Anyway, so that's the news and mini reviews. Now it's time for...
The damn news!
So, a bit of sad Tom Cruise today.
Oh, really?
Usually we have like a funny Tom Cruise, he fell off a boat or something. We never had news that good. But,
never had news that good.
Like that interesting. But, I hope Tom Cruise doesn't fall off his boat. Legal disclaimer. We have to put that at the start of every
In case
pod.
he does, everyone will think you did it.
God, I hope someone doesn't push Tom Cruise off his waveboard.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m.
So Mission Impossible 7 and 8 are not filming back-to-back anymore. So it was supposed to be, they filmed them both like together.
So it's like a continued thing, or?
Yeah. And because they're also supposed to be like a part 1 and 2, I think, to like wrap up the series. But now because Cruise has to do duties for, like media duties for Top Gun.
Duties.
You're so...
Now that Cruise has to do duties.
You're so immature. Now that Cruise has media things to do for Top Gun 2, they have to postpone the filming of Mission Impossible 8. However, I don't, and obviously it's because it was delayed because of Corona, so it's all another Corona thing. However, I don't think it's impacted the release dates. So,
alright, that's not bad.
Good news, I guess. Good news. Bad news, but ultimately...
But also decent news.
So, now it's time for the announcements and such. Take it away, BHL and FDK. I'm making that a thing now. I'm not, it's terrible. And we're back with the announcements and such. Freddy's outdoors, which is why you can hear wind through the phone, through the mic, so it's just really good quality audio this time.
Is it really bad?
I think it's pretty bad, but you know what, it's okay. We'll make do.
I'll be home in 5 minutes if we want to wait to record then.
Unfortunately, I have other duties, so I cannot wait for that.
Business meetings to attend.
But we can. I think it'll be fine. Adds to the content, you know. So anyway, first of all, I want to give a big shout out, very important kind of announcement thing to Cian, who put together a pod video, which is linked in the first line of the description. It's about Merlin's death in Kingsman 2, hashtag the can's empty. And
I laughed quite a bit.
It was very good.
At the can's empty counter.
And Cian also put together the pod video that went up on the channel last week. I loved it so much that I put it up on the channel, and then he said he's gonna just keep making them because he loves making them, which is, very cool. So we'll give him the biggest of shout outs. So big shout out. It's hilarious. So check that out. It's extra pod content. Who doesn't love that? So thank you, Cian. Great video. Link down below. Check it out. Then Samresh on the email sent in, I want to say first, we do not condone getting in trouble at school for cans empty memes. However, he did send in, he was learning about tin cans, and he wrote on the chat, the can's empty, and apparently he got in trouble for writing random stuff on the chat.
A fallen soldier, that is.
I want to say legendary meme, but also we do not condone that. Don't do it.
I fully condone it.
No, we do not. Respect the teaching in the class. However, since you already did it, big shout out.
The biggest educational messenger.
But yeah, don't
respect the teaching in your classrooms.
Yeah, no condoning, but yeah, big meme there. Then JC Comics sent in an epic video I just enjoyed. It's the DiCaprio meme. I'll put that here. First of all, JC Comics sent us 2 fantastic videos.
Whoa. Here I come. Here I come.
And then also a friend of ours who goes to Aberdeen University of Aberdeen. She sent me, apparently Muggsy is on location and filming his next film in Aberdeen, which is, yeah.
What is Muggsy's next film?
I can't remember, but it's one where he has the mustache. So
Where he looks super old.
Yeah. I'm terrified for the life of our friend at Aberdeen with Muggsy in the vicinity, but pretty cool. I was like, damn, run,
Damn, Muggs.
Mugs. And then finally the fan page, couple of good memes here. We have the Drake meme saying no thank you to Lawai meme time, whatever that is, and sorry, no offense whoever that does that, and KSI Reddit
meme.
and then BHL Reddit segment, a classic segment. So thank you, Cian.
Where is the FTK gaming Reddit? That is my question.
And then the Pam meme, they're the same picture of me and Gubbs. Great meme, and I relate to it very much because I've gotten so many comments.
I know it's you, but who is it?
Sorry?
I know it's you, but who is it?
Gubbs?
Yeah.
It's not me.
I know.
Okay. Sorry, your humor goes right over my head. So it's this YouTuber who makes like similar kind of videos about superhero stuff, and he gave me a shout out a long time ago, which was really cool. And I think we follow each other on Instagram, but I'm not him.
Imagine that being the biggest dick move. You give yourself a shout out and say he's a cool dude.
Yeah, like, can you imagine? So I just occasionally I get like a comment on like every other video, something it's like, is this Gubbs? I'm like, no, it's not Gubbs. Like, I don't know what happened to Gubbs. I'm sure he's doing fine.
I saw one of his videos. You guys don't sound at all the same.
No, I'm pretty sure he showed his face. We don't look the same. I don't know. I'm just like, but no. I think it's because he took a break from the internet, so people are wondering where he is. I don't know where he is or what he's doing. I hope he's doing well. He seems like a cool guy, but no, I'm not him. But great meme. Thank you, Cian.
Can I also just add, not to do it, not with Gubbs or anything, but in terms of Spotify and the pod, your boy did just get Spotify.
Oh.
And I just searched it up, and God, it made me weirdly proud to see the Poorly Planned podcast. I've just been listening to it, like all the episodes, just whilst I've been working.
Hey.
Honestly, they're good.
Well, that's weirdly wholesome, but yeah, it's quite cool to see it on like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Also,
because you feel kind of professional then.
Yeah, I mean,
you feel like not that big of a failure.
Also, one of my friends sent me I sent it to you as well. I took a screenshot. Sent me a snap of her listening to the podcast in the car, and I was like, "Oh my, God, you can play the podcast from the car? That's disturbing."
Brilliant ideas.
So yeah, anyway, that was funny. But yeah, so check out the fan pages linked down below, and we're also, as we say, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So back to the episode. So thank you very much for listening to this episode. Hope you enjoyed our mini reviews and news stuff.
Oh.
Again, this was recorded a week early, so if there's new news or Tom Cruise did fall off that boat, not my fault.
We didn't know.
So, hope you enjoyed. We will... What am I doing? You can find me on YouTube.
We will see you next time.
BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on Twitter at FTK_DaltSniper. You can find me on Instagram at FDalgard. And you can find me on YouTube at FTK_Gaming.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
I'm a machine.
I'm a machine.
McLarius.
What is that a reference to?
I don't know. Just
Cruise?
I don't know.
Cruise.
Had to hit it.